Welcome to the Emerging Lawyer at the Coffee Conversation Show, powered by the Emerging India Forum, TIF, and a tech partner, Prime Infotech Solution. Theme is Decoding Legal Marketing, the Future of Legal Strategy. We have with us Priyan Garg, Senior Manager, Marketing Communications at Cyril Amarchand Mangaldas. He will unravel the fascinating world of legal marketing from his early days as a law student to becoming a Forbes-recognized legal industry leader. Priyan has seamlessly blended his legal expertise with business strategy. How does one market a law firm while balancing traditional values with modern business needs? What does it take to be at the intersection of law and strategy? Join us as we explore his journey, insights, and some fun behind the scenes moment from his life. So, welcome, Priyan, to today's coffee conversation.
Thank you so much, Amit, for having me.
Yeah, so let me explain you the flow and the format. We have got three rounds. First round is professional, personal, and there is surprise round, the rapid fire round
Okay.
for witty, fun, and quick. And you will get your gift for
Thank you so
you.
much.
So, friends, I'm Lion Amir Virani, host of Coffee Conversation and legal tech evangelist at Prime Infotech Solution, author of 15 books. We help law firms, corporate legal, startups, SMEs with world-class technology, software licensing, and tech training solutions. So, my first question for you, Priyan. Law and
Yeah.
marketing are two very different fields. What inspired you to merge the two and pursue legal marketing as a career?
Thank you so much for Amit for that question. I get that question a lot since my starting years. So I graduated from law college in 2015, and I was always involved in as a student. Also, I was always involved in organizing events at college level, getting sponsorships to the college because we should do a lot of moot court competitions, etc. So I was always involved in the marketing bit of the events which the college used to do. I also did a number of various internships in different sectors, be it FMCG, be it judiciary, be it law firms. So I used to always closely monitor the entire ecosystem, that how does different verticals in a legal sector also work out. Like that matter, I've interned with the judge also, I've interned with a judiciary forum also. After 2013, when I joined LexisNexis as a campus ambassador, which was a publishing house at that time, and I started working along with them on their student-led initiatives, it was one field which really fascinated me because in that field, there's no preamble or there's no precedent to it, to legal marketing. And I always want to do something which others are not doing, which has my own niche since the starting years. I had that clarity in my mind that I want to do something which has a niche for me, which doesn't have much competition as such to have my own niche in that sector. Though I did 18 internships, I was tailor-made. I did my CS also along with. I was tailor-made for a law firm job in a corporate structure. But still, I wanted to try give myself 1 or 2 years after 2015 to just experience what legal marketing is all about. So I didn't start with a typical legal marketing job. I joined a publishing house, LexisNexis, for a couple of years, where I was a lawyer in the marketing team. So my main job was basically to give them feedback from a lawyer perspective that will this book sell or not sell? Will this product online product sell or not sell? Because marketers don't know as such, basically how a lawyer is thinking, what's the ecosystem like, what are they looking for in the market, what is the pay capacity, what is the competition analysis as such, which a lawyer from the inside can tell because we communicate a lot with other lawyers. So after spending a couple of years in the publishing industry, it's then in 2017 I shifted to Kranjawal and Company. And that's where the entire law and marketing chemistry, which it was able to build up as such. So it was more of a hit and trial method. It was more towards creating my own niche. And it was just an entrepreneur kick in me, which was there in me since school time, college time. And then I just want to convert it into something more. Because I want to do something which I enjoy while earning. I just want to do something basically which others are doing, and I'm just following the herd as such.
That's very beautiful. Yes, there are now niche areas where passion can be merged and that can become a career. So,
Exactly.
beautiful. Uh, so let's dive deep now because this is a niche area which is establishing in India, and we we have done coffee with a couple of legal firm management, legal firm branding, but
Okay.
you will be sharing a lot of insights. Legal marketing often operates in a highly regulated space, Priyan. How do you
Yeah.
navigate the challenges of promoting a law firm while ensuring compliance?
So, Amir, as per the BCI guidelines, a law firm can't directly market itself. It can't directly advertise itself. It can't solicit work from the market by advertising itself. What we do, basically, what I have been doing since 2017 when I was working in a law firm, I started working in law firm since 2017, basically. Our main idea is to basically be the catalyst between the outside world and the law firm. What the work which law firm is doing to showcase it outside to the industry, to the prospective clientele, to the market, without really marketing it, without really advertising it. So they have different forums to it, there are different mediums to it. Number one is a digital marketing. The digital marketing is not that hardcore as other sectors follow. It's basic, your LinkedIn marketing, a bit on Twitter market, though you won't find many Indian law firms on Twitter as such, or now for that matter, Instagram and YouTube also. So providing information, providing knowledge, it's more towards the knowledge sharing bit as compared to marketing. What law firms do is more towards knowledge sharing. For example, if a new amendment is coming, if a new law point is coming, to educate the people about it. For that matter, in terms of media and PR also, which I do at my present law firm, the idea is to basically, give a quote from a partner to educate the people as such who are reading a story that what the legal analysts think about it, just to make it easy for them to understand what the new amendment is about, what the new regulation is about in their own language. Because in most of the course sections, they stay away from sections, they stay away from, hardcore legal terms as such, which they will be using in their client documents, which they will be using court of law as such. They stay away from that legal jargon as such. Apart from that, it's more towards basically connecting the outside world with the law firm so that people also know that what's happening in a law firm, what are new activities are happening, what are new innovations are happening. Since you're also into innovation and you provide tech solutions as such. Now, if you're merging with a law firm, you're providing a solution to a law firm, even you will want that the law firm should talk about you. They should tell that, they're using your products as such. So how does it happen? That happens through a press release. It happens through corporate communications. That so an ABC law firm has merged or has taken your services as such, because that's win-win for both the parties. The industry knows about that, okay, the law firm is futuristic, the law firm is going into that sector where they're merging with technology as such. And on the other hand, you get free marketing. Because why? Because when the competition sees that a law firm is merging with you, they'll also want to check your services and all that. So I will say that apart from the compliance regulation, what law firms refrain away from is marketing, from direct marketing, advertising, soliciting services and all that. What this field is more about is that how should a law firm function? A, B, what's your strategy of a law firm in terms of growth, in terms of more revenue coming, in terms of incorporating more practices, in terms of business development, third-party business development, that how can the market for a law firm develop more in Indian market, international market? How can they attract more talent? Because these days, if you see all the law students, they have become very tech savvy. They are all over Instagram, social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, everywhere. After third year, if they don't see a law firm much on a LinkedIn as such, they won't really get attracted towards it. For them, it matters a lot that what a law firm is doing, how much are they known in the market. Lastly, the rankings part. After 2010, all these rankings matter a lot. Your Chambers and Partners, Asia Law, IFL Art 1000, IBLJ, Legal 500, plethora of rankings are such. Now we have physical events also in terms of legal rankings. So how do rankings help law firm is because a law firm may be doing 10 amazing deals in a year, but if they're not documenting or presenting it outside, a prospective GC won't know basically that, what a law firm is doing all about. And now, in terms of the tender documents which you fill for PSU companies in India, if a law firm has to have a PSU as a client and they need to fill a tender, now they give different marks. They have a marking grading system basis what awards a law firm has won. Like they'll give you 10, 15 points if you've won a Chambers award. They will give you 10, 15 points if you've won a Legal 500 award. And they analyze you basis that. So my line of work covers that part also, where a law firm can document that what kind of good work are they doing, how can they win an award in an organic manner. So this is what is looked after by the the corporate communication strategy BD team as such. So in all these aspects, there's no part in advertising, there's no communication as such that you come to us via the basically what ethos we have or something like that. It's just a soft touch point that the outside world knows that what a law firm is doing as such. So it covers a number of things, your website development, your brochures coming out, basically, you attending events, sponsoring events, being the catalyst between the events and the law firm as such. So all these soft points, basically. Be just the coordinators between a partner and the outside world.
You have explained it beautifully, Priyan. Thank you for that. Can you lay it down here? What a PR or communications team is doing for law firm because they are the bridge between the outside world and for the law firm, for the partner or sales,
Exactly.
different activities and agency stakeholders. Beautifully you've explained.
Exactly.
Let's continue conversation. Priyan, the legal industry has traditionally relied on word of mouth and reputation. How do
Yeah.
modern marketing strategies add value to a firm's growth?
So, Amir, I would say that the word of mouth will never go away. The but
Yeah.
basically the your historic connections will never go away. If you are basically linked to if you are connected to a big company as such, that word of mouth will always stay. What is a
Yeah.
modern marketing as such is doing is it's just easing the process. Basically, what used to happen manually earlier, now it can happen through a process, it can happen through checks and balances. Basically, like for example, if someone a partner has to go out in the market to pitch a document, what a BD team will do is they'll make the cheat sheet for them in which it's written about the company, who the basically the present law firm is just working with the company, what is the present company doing in the market, what is the future growth in that sector as such. So partner has a ready cheat sheet as such, the talking points and all that basically. What a modern marketing is doing is it's easing the process. It's reducing your time. It's reducing the dependency on the external agencies as such. If you see the digital marketing aspect, a lot of law firms basically go into the SEO score. They go into the, all this basic terminologies that what is a score, what is a social media score, what are kind of expressions are coming, what kind of, basically, if you're posting 5 things in a day, I will know that people are connecting more as such on a video. People are connecting more on a podcast. People are connecting more on an image as such is going out. So give me a lot of analytical tools as such. What modern marketing also helps in is just basically studying the market, studying basically that, what kind of niche areas are coming out in the market when the entire crypto space came in and this fintech space came in law firms as such. So that was because the people who were sitting in strategy could visualize it, could see it. Now with the new government coming in 2014, with the BJP government coming in, it was all about EV, it was all about renewable, it was all about your niche sectors as such. So you need someone to study the market because in colleges, they don't teach you all this. In college, no one will teach you fintech. What is fintech? No one will teach you fintech. It's just how the market keeps evolving, the curriculum keeps evolving as such. So modern marketing is all about studying the market, analyzing the market, and how can you implement it. A marketer can't help a lawyer in the legal work as such, but what they can help in them is basically explaining them and making them understand that what the market is looking for. Because it's very difficult when you come from a certain kind of curriculum, studies, and everything, and your basic approach is that what matters, my work matters, nothing else matters as such. But in today's world, what modern law firms are also looking at is that what kind of personality traits are there, what are your articulation skills, how well convincing you are. Because between you and me, everyone is a good lawyer as such. You basically study, you become a good lawyer with experience, you keep understanding. And as all professional courses, doctors, lawyers, CAs, they have to perpetually keep studying all the time. This because knowledge is everything for them. So what modern marketing does basically is fine tune them, basically implement and tell them that what information can be used at what points because of all the analytics, because of all the analysis, because of all the behind the scenes, basically study which keeps happening in a law firm as such.
Beautiful. You're adding more depth. Because of time limitation, I would like to have like this conversation can go on to more deeper level. But yes, we'll plan out a panel discussion. Uh,
So
Now, with a nearly decade of experience
yeah.
in marketing, how do you see the future of legal marketing evolving in India?
What I see, Amir, is basically that until now, basically what's happening in the legal sector, in law firms mainly, a marketing team is mostly seen, you'll see if you observe the market also, it's mainly tier one, tier two firms which have marketing team in-house, basically.
Yeah.
Tier three
Yeah.
and boutique law firms still looking at it as a cost center because either they are dedicating it outside, they're giving to agencies, they're giving to consultancies as such. They don't have an in-house person. But at boutique law firm, you'll observe that the junior most associate or the senior associate who has spent some time in the law firm, they give him extra work to manage social media, to manage your submissions and everything like that. In India, I still see it as a cost center because there's no revenue coming into the firm as compared to foreign countries. With a BD team, clocks for 40% of your revenue, which is coming in a firm. If you see the Australian market, the knowledge management team is responsible for mostly 50% of your revenue because of the knowledge sharing they do, because of the idea accumulation which they do as such. In Indian tier one law firm, tier two law firms, I see a lot of BD teams bringing a lot of revenue now because they are aiding those meetings. They are opening those closed spots. Basically, they're going to the events, they're meeting the prospective clients. What I see in future for the legal marketing in India as such, for it to basically become someone who be a team basically which can contribute to the revenue of the law firm, because it's all comes down to revenue at the end of the day. You're basically, your reputation is as good as what kind of value addition you're doing to a law firm, or to basically make them grow up in the ladder or in the rankings as such. So in future, what I see is that legal marketing also contributing to the overall revenue of a law firm in its growth, like it happens in the outside countries.
Yeah.
Because ultimately money is because ultimately it all comes down to revenue.
Yeah. See, in India, it is a nascent stage, but yes, it has
Yeah,
been taken up by a couple of law firms, and there are law firm management companies are also there, which have taken up this niche area of a business.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Where I've done coffee also with them. I
Yeah,
know it will take time, and yes, we will be matching to the international standards in terms of revenue generation also. And people like you are creating this niche area for young legal professionals who enter this field. So my question will be coming there for the tips part. So just hold
so
on.
sure.
My next question, Priyan, you have been featured in the Forbes India Legal Power List twice. What does that recognition mean to you, and how has it impacted your career?
So it's thrice now, basically. I'm getting I got one last year also, it's thrice now, basically. So,
Okay.
basically when Forbes came into India in the legal sector, in the legal power list, when it was the first time, it's always a fascination because you always want to get that name Forbes. And what made Forbes famous in India was the Shah Rukh Khan thing, where it was listed way back in 2010 or something like that for the richest actors in India. So as a kid who's fascinated by Bollywood as such, and cricket as such, for me, Forbes was a terminology basically that, it used to be synonymous with the star power, basically, with power in your hand or something like that. So when I applied for that award also, it was more from that perspective. But after getting the award, what I've seen is what awards do. They basically segregate two sets of people, basically, who are looking for excellence or who are just sustaining in that ecosystem as such. So I won't say basically that it changed anything as such by virtue of it because of getting it, or basically the work has gone down or up as such, or something has changed. What matters is basically that in the marketing sector, though we have a lot of awards for lawyers, which you must be seeing on a daily basis on
Yeah.
LinkedIn and all that, but there are very few recognitions for the marketers as such.
Mm.
And what happens is basically at the end of the day, it gives you a validation check, nothing else.
Yeah.
It gives a validation check that, okay, you matter to the ecosystem. So from more of a performance perspective, I'd say it was more of a validation check that there's something existing for the market. I'll be very honest with you. Like, why do we get
Yeah.
awards? Why do we win awards, basically? You're doing excellent work every single day. It's not that if you're not getting an award today, you will basically decrease your capacity to work. But if you're getting an award, basically you'll increase your capacity as such. It's just a something basically which comes as a like a sweet candy in the beginning of the year or the end of the year, basically that you performed well the last year. It's as good as you getting a bonus from an office, basically that you did so much in 12 months. There's a bonus for you, there's an increment for you. So it's more of a validation check as such. I'll be honest with you. I won't go beat around the bush basically saying that, it really increased the capacity to work. It really mattered so much or something like that. It was just a validation check that, okay, legal marketers matter enough. So that was what beautifully what Forbes could do. They could recognize the missing gap in the market, though they were awarding the lawyers also, but they included a niche, basically a separate category also towards legal marketer. So almost for the first time that legal marketers were recognized in India. So very beautiful.
Yeah, that's very beautiful. Yeah, Forbes, Lex Falcon, and others are
Yeah,
recognizing other areas of law firms or in-house contributions. So, for your information,
exactly.
I've also got an award for legal from Lex Falcon for legal tech
That's
for the
amazing. Many
year.
congratulations. Many
Yeah,
congratulations.
yeah, that was
Also, what would help also basically for by recognizing legal marketers, the youngsters as such who are coming out of college, they always have a notion that, okay, this is a second fiddle to a lawyer, legal marketing as such. But what I keep telling everyone is that it all depends upon your personality. It all depends upon what are you contributing to someone's life. If you're
yes.
able to contribute considerable amount of recognition and everything to someone's life, they will take you seriously. It's nothing like basically that you're a second fiddle. So, and if you're getting recognized in the market, people know you by name, people understand your services. If people understand your niche as such, if people able to identify your personal brand along with the law firm brand, you're made in the market. You can be anything. You can be an Instagram influencer. You can be anything out there. But if people are able to connect your brand with your name as such, and not because basically you work somewhere, people are able to recognize your individual brand also, you've made it out in the market. So it's more of a validation check as such.
Wow, beautiful. So, my next question, Priyan, you have completed an advanced program in strategy from IIM Lucknow. How
Yeah.
has that academic experience helped you in your professional journey?
So again, Ami, basically legal marketing as such is something, uh, basically that you keep evolving with time. And every law firm has a different style of working in a legal marketing sector. I have changed four different law firms, and all four different law firms have different level of exposure, style of working, and everything like that. What these courses really help you with is your decision-making ability. Because as everyone knows, an IIM curriculum is full of practical case studies. It's full of case studies, presentations, etc. What this course will really teach you is that how do you perform in crunch times. Basically, when you have your office work, because I did this course along with my office, basically. So, it should be weekend classes and all that. There should be monthly exams and all that. There should be presentation and all that. So it really helps you with time management, A, because time management is the root thing for foundation for anything and everything. You may be doing anything in life, but if you lack time management, you can't do anything as such. We all have 24 hours, but how do we utilize the 24 hours? That really matters on personal activities, professional activities, recreational activities as such. It's one life. You have to do everything basically 24 hours. So it helped me with my time management skills. It really helped me in analyzing things from the perspective I should see it. It's not always bad that if a company is not making a positive EBITDA. It's not always bad if a company is in losses as such, because they're building something. They're looking for a market expect solution as such. And all these companies like Walmart, Amazon, and all that, whom you keep reading, Apple as such, you keep buying the products, but you never read about the companies from the background, that how it started, how this idea came. Basically, like when people see you, they may be thinking that, we can also do 350 podcasts in 4 years. It's not a difficult thing. But to go through the grunt work, to go through the process, to do coordination, it requires something. For example, if you do a case study on your product also, people will be very interested to read about it. But where do we get these case studies? So all these professional courses like IIM courses and other professional courses on market, they provide you one basically they provide you one depository where you can read about all this. So all this case study really help you on a day-to-day basis, your personality grooming as such. It's not that what Walmart did in the case study in how they built in America as such in those times. It won't help me today, basically. How do I build a law for marketing as such? But what it showed me was a real perspective towards different things of life. When I did my case study on Bajaj and my final presentation, it really helped me get into the numbers side, because lawyers as such stay away from numbers. There was a joke earlier, you can't do maths, you can't do science, come to law, because you lack maths as such. But if you're in today's world, you're nothing without numbers. You have to be in numbers. That's why financial literacy is so important in India, because very few people talk about financial literacy. So what these professional courses do is they really make you go into the numbers. They make you read about numbers. You come to know about what is financial literacy all about. You come to know about very a lot of business terminology, beta, like what Shark Tank teaches us today. Shark Tank is just like a practical IM exposure, basically, that it teaches me marketing tidbits and all that. So I'll say that academically and all that, how it helps you time management, how do you basically have critical analysis, how do you do crisis management, because crisis management is all in today's world very important as such. Crisis keeps happening all around us. Now, how do you deal with it with a calm mind? That's what matters. That's what made Mahendra Singh Dhoni. He didn't go to any professional marketing college or something like this. But I can tell you that he's the best marketer as such. He's the best strategist on a field. And he does it without any emails, Excel sheet, or all the jazz which we carry around us, tech and everything. He does it standing there in the field, dealing with those players and billions of people watching him. So I'll say that what this course really teach you is how can you perform in grunt situations? How can you take immediate decisions? How you can evaluate people from different perspectives. Me giving an opinion from my perspective will be very wrong as such. I do give you an opinion from your perspective. Similarly, when you're consulting to a company or you're consulting a partner also, you need to give them perspective. I may tell a partner that please go out there, give a speech or something like that. But what if it's a camera shy person? How to explain him? So what this professional courses teach you, they evolve your mind, they open up your mind, and it's all about your personality grooming as such. Like I tell everyone that more than academic grooming, please work on your emotional question, please work on your personality grooming. That's the most important thing in today's life. Personality grooming. Yeah. So these professional
Yeah.
courses basically make you study because the people who teach you all this, they have been doing this for 30, 40 years. And
Yes.
coming from a
Yes.
legal background, I never got that exposure to management side as well. Though I did BBA, LLB honors. I did the BBA part also, where I studied with brands and all that. But what this education really opens up your mind, you get to study from the best of the minds out there. You get foreign faculty members also as such. And you get a really idea about life as such, that life is much beyond what we do on a daily basis.
Wow. So, Priyan, how's technology helped you?
How technology has helped me see the main technological tools which I use. So I'm not too much tech savvy as such. I have my regular products like a phone, laptop, iPad as such, which I keep carrying with me. I do spend 6, 7 hours daily on LinkedIn to study what is happening in the market as such. I use ChatGPT also a few times just to for my, like different products. What I've made myself as such, like rather than speaking too much about AI tech as such, I have strengthened my foundation. I am very basically fluent with all the MS Office tools, be it PPT, Office, or Excel. What I've seen in the current youth is they don't really work on the foundation. They won't be knowing too much about Excel, Word, or PPT as such, but they want to do the next step in the first step itself, reading about AI, talking about AI, basically. But what they should understand is also that how can you map it? How can you basically bridge the gap as such? So for me, basically, what matters is my LinkedIn management. What matters is my LinkedIn study. What matters to me is analysis and all that. So I do have a LinkedIn premium account. I do use LinkedIn's analytical tools as such to study the market, what's happening where. I do a lot of competitive analysis that what other law firms are doing, where all are they covered and all that. How can I make it better for my present law firm? So in terms of tech and all that, it's a very limited exposure as such. But I have mastered my basic tools as such, which is MS Office, PowerPoint, everything like that, strategic analysis, LinkedIn management, LinkedIn AI tools, and all that. I use ChatGPT also sometimes. So these are the basic tools which I use.
Wow. So, Priyan, as a senior manager of marketing communications at Cyril Amarchand, what
Yeah.
does a typical workday look for you?
So I will say that I enjoy this job the most because no day for me can be preset as such. Like we all wake up in the morning and we think about it that, basically today I'll do this, I'll do this, I'll do that, basically. It's a set day as such. Like if my family has to ask me in the morning that what time you will get free, I have no answer as such. Why? I'll tell you
Mm.
why. Because the field which I work in is media PR. And media PR is something that is current, basically it's evolving minute by minute as such. If
Yeah.
uh, for example, the DPTP amendment came on a Friday night at 9 p.m. And I started getting calls from the journalists that we want comments, we want experts' insights on it. So 9 p.m. on a Friday where I can be sitting outside having dinner, but I was on my phone, basically coordinating with all the partners and all that. Your
Yeah.
budget came on 1st of February. The entire day goes in that, basically giving analysis and all that. The new income tax bill came on a Thursday. So it just came out. So this can nothing be planned as such. So what my typical day looks like is that I start my day by very early, by 8:30 a.m. or 9 a.m. as such. So I go all to all the business newspapers at what kind of amendments might come today, what the markets may be saying as such. I see a list of what are matters are listed in the courts as such. Basically, is there any constitution bench sitting today? Is there any good judgment is about to come today? So I warm the judges that okay, we can comment on this. I tell the partner also that I might reach out to you today for this particular amendment and all that. So the entire day goes in coordinating between the outside journalist and with the law firm as such. Then what also happens is that we write a lot of op-eds, articles, basically, with mainstream media, with different media houses as such. So giving ideas and all that, curating information also on the market that what can be done as such. Also, whatever has to be gone out of the law from press releases, your deals and everything, because we do a lot of deals also on a daily basis. So
Yeah.
what deals can be fit where basically to which prospective market as such. So it's more about, as I said in the starting, I'm just a catalyst between my law firm and the outside world as such. So my typical day is very different. And that's what I enjoy about my job. Yeah, basically, I forgot to tell this point in the first question where you asked me that what made me merge law and marketing, because no day is a typical day for me. It's always a different day. Like I can't tell you right now because that's why it's very difficult for me to commit a time to someone because I can't tell that basically that what I might be doing today. It might be a Sunday for me. Tomorrow's India versus New Zealand final match. I might have plans to see that match, but if something comes in between that and when limit comes between that, I have to leave everything and get onto that. So nothing can be planned as such. So my typical day is basically I try to make it organized as per my. Uh, I might just say that I would like to make it organized, but it can never be organized. It's all over the place. Basically, it keeps coming like a different challenge every minute.
I can relate. Uh,
Yeah.
my friend is working at, he's a web editor at Autocar India. So
Okay.
the kind of what you have described, there's no timeline because he has to evaluate new cars, he has to attend the events, write content, post, all those things. So many things he has to manage. So I can visualize कि भाई there is, while we are going out for some dinner or any function, we can see him कि भाई uh, if some urgent thing has come from his boss and he has to attend to it, then coordinate between different departments and see to it कि भाई
Exactly.
I know. Yes.
Exactly. Like people got used to it now that if they're talking to me, they're sitting in front of me, I will be with myself because that's the
Well,
basic disclaimer I give that it's not nothing which is disrespectful. It's just that it's my area of work. I can't help it.
the same thing is happening at Coffee also because we have gone international and ye, ye, professionals or your heads, they
Yeah.
respond in the group in the night, sometime at 11, 12 in the early
Yeah.
morning. So
Yeah.
then we have to see to it कि भाई what is their responses, then answer to them. And
Exactly.
so, so like
Though I'm an
you
advocate.
said
Yeah.
in the
Basically.
conversation only कि भाई we have got a full defined process steps. So we have to, there's no timeline कि भाई when this query will come up, when someone will
Exactly.
respond, and
Exactly.
we have to answer and make them कि yes, this is the process step. What is they will be looking forward, and after the coffee, there are more steps to be followed. So now the coffee person becomes part of the coffee tribe. So
Exactly.
now, uh, let's go to next round and understand Priyan as a person. Tell us about your
Yeah.
family and your formative years.
So I come from Chandigarh, basically. I have grown up in Chandigarh, and both my parents are bankers as such. And they always wanted me to see as an engineer, basically. So I did my 11th, 12th in PCM, the physics, chemistry, maths, like a typical, basically like a non-medical student. But when I was not able to get a good, as such, my likable rank as such a triple E or IIT, what I wanted to do was basically that I want to go to a professional course, basically, something like that. So that's why law happened to me. When I gave CLAT and all that, I went to MIT Law School, Noida. I've always tried to keep it a big balance basically between all the aspects of life. I won't say that I have been a too good of a student as such. I've been a backbencher also. I've been a front seater also as such. I have always behaved as per in a bespoke manner. I'm a bespoke person basically. I like to rate myself a bespoke person where you don't hold any opinions as such. You basically behave as per the person in front of you. So that understanding with me about emotions connectivity and how to talk to a person has come naturally to me basically because I used to always visualize people as someone basically that I can read them, I can understand them, what are they thinking right now, and behave in a certain manner as such. So I will say that I have been evolving as such from person to person basis, and starting with college also, it was all new to me, and I did basically participate in everything, right from events, dramatics, theaters, moot court competitions, article writing, being involved in all the activities as such. I'm a very outgoing person as such also. I have my creative side also, where I manage a food blog on Instagram and all that. So even after like working and all that, because my wife is a big time food blogger, she's a doctor also. And she's in fact herself a food blogger also on Instagram and all that. So that side also comes to me basically where you always see me out going outside after every 7 p.m. every single day. I'll be trying a new cuisine. I'll be trying a new basically a place or something like that because food comes naturally to me. I've been very fat as a kid. So when I joined college and all that, basically that's when the health, lifestyle habits changed and all that basically. So I'll say that typical family formative years were all typical that you go to school, after that you go for coachings and all that. At night you're studying and all that. On a Saturday, Sunday, you're just going out with the family. And when you come from a government setup, from a government background setup as such, so those just ethos and everything just comes naturally to you. You have to balance everything. You have to keep a good balance of your personal professional life.
Wow. So since you said you're a foodie, I'm also a foodie, but what food joints would you recommend from your what do you say? Uh, you have gone to too many places and
Yeah,
experienced from your experiences. So
yeah.
street food, food restaurants, which ones do you recommend for viewers
So
out there?
what my personality basically is about, I like open spaces as such. I don't go for a fine dining. I won't go much for a fine dining thing as such. My preferred cuisine is Lebanese or Mexican, basically. So these are my two preferred cuisines. So I like to go to any like after 7 p.m. for a nice Lebanese dinner or Mexican dinner, which has an open vibe as such, which doesn't have that typical crowd basically, which you keep seeing in your office the entire day. Basically, people coming in for fine dining and all that, people coming in suits and all that. I like to go in anything and everything in a shorts or basically shorts also and jeans also, and just like a casual thing basically, and just have a nice 1 or 2 hours basically just to unwind yourself in the entire day. So I won't be able to name as such a particular place as such in Delhi or any other city as such. But yeah, anything around Lebanese Mexican. I'm not a very fussy eater. I can eat anything and everything as such. So anything around Lebanese Mexican would be my go-to place.
Wow. Okay. So, Priyan, describe a perfect weekend. Where are you and what are you doing?
So my perfect weekend will be a relaxing, very relaxing weekend. I'm a big gym person, basically. I keep going to gym on a daily basis. Just on a weekend, I extended by a few hours as such. I also do a lot of recreational activities, like basically going for a spa, going for a massage or something like that, and going venturing outside, basically watching a show, watching an OTT kind of a thing, reading something. So whatever typical basically comes, or just going for a trip or something like a getaway for a 1 day kind of thing.
Wow.
So it involves everything what a typical person will be doing on a weekend, basically.
So, what's one book or podcast you would recommend to everyone?
So I, in fact, follow a couple of podcasts which because I'm too much for financial literacy. So I listen a lot to Uncle Wariko, and I listen a lot to Nikhil Kamat's WDF podcast, basically, because that really gives me good insights about what's happening in the present world. And it's always fascinating to understand what do people you see as your idols? How do they think about it? Basically that what's the personal side to it. So I really enjoy these two people reading about them and listening about them, Nikhil Kamath and Uncle Wariko.
Wow. Okay. Priyan, who has been the biggest influence in your life and career?
So I will give two answers to it. Basically, in my personal capacity, will be my wife. Basically, married 2019, because she's a person who has kept me humble. I'll say, because what happens. It's when you get too much and everything at a very early age, it's very difficult to be humble as a person.
Yeah.
And coming from North India as such, humbleness was not something which was inbuilt in, to be honest. So her influence has been to basically entail discipline, humbleness, and thankfulness, basically, for your life as such, basically. And professionally, I'll say that this person called Padmani Rathore. And so I met her in 2019 when I was interviewing for DST Legal. So she was a CEO there. And then she has been with me at a couple of more places, at Ketan and Cyril Amarchand Mangaldas, basically. So she is one person who has made me what I am today professionally as such, because she was one person who taught me what accountability is all about, basically. You might be working under someone, you might be thinking that you're a fallback person to fall back upon. But if you understand at a very young age that you're accountable for your actions, you're accountable for a number of things as such, and the more responsibility you have on your shoulders, the more will be the good outcome as such. So she has been one big influence in my life, basically, which I try to entail as such. Like my present boss also, Ms. Madhumita Paul, who's the CMO, the deputy CMO for Cyril Amarchand. What she really taught me is the process that how do you basically uh, move away from the process of micromanagement, because micromanagement is something which is a very toxic thing for red tapeism for any person as such. But you can't really move from micromanagement. What I learned from her is basically that how do you break that micromanagement? How can you believe in people? How can you make people more accountable as such? So it is International Women's Day today. And if you see that I have basically the three influences in my life are all women, because they did teach you something. So yeah.
Yes, you are dedicating this episode to Women's Day. Yes. So at Coffee Conference, we started a Women's celebration a week ago.
Okay, lovely.
Yes. And we have got a series also, Sri Shakti.
Oh, lovely.
And we asked
That's
question,
excellent.
what does Sri Shakti mean to you? To all this
Understood.
women achievers, women coffee speakers, and beautiful answers
Amazing.
we have received. And we've posted
Amazing.
also a glimpse on
Amazing.
LinkedIn of our coffee speakers sharing on what does Sri Shakti or their interesting conversations.
Understood. That's
So since you
amazing.
follow on LinkedIn to watch that post and
I will. I'll definitely.
comment on that. So that's beautiful. Yes. Women gives you that balance in your life. Now,
Exactly.
my last two questions. What are your goals for 2025, personally and professionally?
Personally, will be just to basically work on my lifestyle habits, to work on my personality, and to basically read more as a person, travel more. Professionally, will be to basically so in all my job changes as such since 2015, I've never repeated what I was doing in the previous organization.
Hmm.
I keep self-evolving myself, basically. Rather than someone else telling me to evolve myself, I self-evolve, basically. Because if you're doing something, what you were doing 5 years back, if you're still doing that, then there's no growth in you as such.
Yeah.
And the professional growth in terms of revenue, in terms of position, in terms of power, only comes when you're doing something which you have already mastered. You have passed on that to your juniors, and you're doing the next big thing as such.
Yeah.
So for me, professional, there's basically goal will be to move away from things I was already doing last year, not to move away. That goes into autopilot mode. Basically, that's happening to pick up on new habits, to pick up on new trades, to pick up on new market trends as such, to get involved in more activities. And one thing which I keep telling my juniors also, that you basically break your career by this KRA process. That is this key responsibility areas. You'll see few people are very hell-bent upon KRS. They won't go beyond the KRS and have a mediocre or something like that, mediocre mindset and such. But someone basically who's going beyond the KRA, who is putting the extra effort, who's basically autopiloting what they were already doing and evolving themselves more, that's something which is very catchy for me as a person, basically. Like I get attracted more towards people who are doing beyond what is asked from them. And naturally, not me telling them organically, basically, them doing it themselves as well. Because that what differentiates for me as a person that was a mediocre and who's an overachiever. And I support such people basically, who are achieving more than what is asked from them. I really look forward for that in my juniors as such.
Beautiful. So my last one will be a googly.
Yeah.
Describe Priyan in one line.
I'll say that one line as such won't do justice. I'll just say in one word that I'm an opportunist, basically. And very unapologetically opportunist. I always keep looking for opportunities, basically, wherever they come from. And I try to cash on, basically. I try to jump on every opportunity which comes my way. Basically, which evolves me as a person, which evolves my personality, which evolves my professionally as such. I never refrain away from opportunity. I'm an opportunist.
Wow, beautiful. Let's have some fun. The rapid fire round. One city you'd love to live in.
Chandigarh.
Wow. Okay. Your favorite song?
My favorite song. So these days I'm listening a lot to the song called Hall of Fame, basically, which talks about, I listened it first basically when India won the World Cup last year, Hall of Fame, which talks about a group of men basically who have been shunned away by the society and who have always been looked down upon, and how one performance can make you rise. So it's a song called Hall of Fame, which I keep listening
Wow.
a lot.
One favorite cricket match?
India versus Australia T20 World Cup, where Kohli made that play that it was against Pakistan.
Your favorite movie?
My favorite movie will be all SRK movies. I'm a big SRK fan, but if I have to
I
choose
know.
one, I'll say Dawn.
Okay. Uh, if you had to give a TED talk, what would it be?
It's all about your personality, basically. I'm a person basically who talks about personality more basically as such as compared to any other aspect of life.
Wow. Your go-to comfort food?
Lebanese and Mexican,
Dream travel place?
which I'm going very soon to Japan.
Wow. Best wishes. Okay. Chai or coffee for brainstorming?
None. I stay away from I stay away from lactose as such. I stay away from dairy. So none. No chai, no coffee. Nothing.
So you did well, and here's your
Thank you so
gift.
much. Thank you so much, Amir. I enjoyed the conversation a lot, basically. You made it very fun. You made it very easy. And, kudos to coffee chats which keep happening because what I've seen about you guys is also that, a lot of people take the initiative to do podcasts and all that, but you guys really go the extra mile. You study about the person. I have not seen I have LinkedIn Premium. I don't see much people visiting my profile from the other side of law as such. But you're one person who's always there daily. So which shows them say that you study something for the profile. Basically, you really read about the people you are about basically will be talking to us such. And kudos to your team also, the entire people who work on the WhatsApp group and everywhere else. Really go the extra mile, because trust me on this, that fraternity is not easy to work with. We have our time issues, we have our challenges, we have our checks and balances in place. Not everything which is typed or copyrighted can go out as such.
Agree.
I have done too many to and fro's with your team, but they have been extremely patient. Trust me on that. It's very difficult to deal with people like me. I'll say that because you have a very tight-lipped about a lot of things, and your team has been excellent. You have been excellent, and the way that you guys do research, the way you're giving opportunities to the people, basically, who have not got that exposure as such. So big compliments to you guys. Like, you have created this niche field, basically, which can be relatable by everyone. Like, I didn't feel like I had to basically take a time for this. It was just a normal face-to-face conversation for me, which was happening like I'm talking to a friend kind of thing. There's nothing like that I'm talking to someone for the first time as such. But like that, I've been known you for since years now, and I'm just having like a one-to-one conversation over something.
Wow. So let me sum
Yeah.
up. We should to repeat again all those things. Yes, friends, it was a lovely conversation. Like Priyan said, like two friends are meeting over. This episode is for all those, because this is a niche area of legal marketing, which, as Priyan said, it is a role of playing a catalyst. So all those young legal professionals, now you have got various niche areas to choose from. So watch this episode where Priyan has taken us what legal marketing and how he did that course of a professional course into strategy. So this episode is for all, not only for legal professionals, all into marketing. This episode is for everyone who wants to take up marketing as a career. This episode is for them. Watch, get inspired. There are over 350 plus episodes at Coffee Conversation where inspiring stories from professional, personal, and their creative hobbies. So many things are there. Watch, get inspired. And if you want to be featured like Priyan, visit our LinkedIn company page, the Emerging India Forum, or our website, and you would be invited to have coffee conversation over a cup of coffee. Thank you.